Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about something that I see so much in the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space that absolutely infuriates me. Now, I normally see this with people that are newer to the cryptocurrency space. I normally see this with people who have just gotten into the cryptocurrency space. A lot of newer traders and investors have this problem and make this mistake, and it's absolutely crippling their ability to make money in the long term with the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market. So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down what this big problem is, why so many people have it, and how you can avoid falling into the same trap that I see thousands and thousands and thousands of people in the community and in my comment section making, because it's going to screw you if you don't fix this. But before we get into today's video, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, definitely consider dropping a like, hitting that subscribe button, and smashing that notification bell, guys. We do cryptocurrency videos every single day, and I wouldn't want you to miss any of them. Before we get into it, let's do a quick little short-term market recap before I talk about the actual main part of this video. In the last 72 hours, Bitcoin did have a nice little bounce up here. We can see this nice little green candlestick. I talked about in yesterday's video, which you can watch up here in the top right, how I was worried that this might be a little fake breakout, and I wanted a couple more days of confirmation of green before we actually said anything about whether or not $6,200, which was then the support, was going to hold. And in fact, yesterday we did actually close a massive red candlestick back down that actually engulfed this initial green candlestick, and we're trading down here around $6,100. Now, guys, I've talked about in the last couple of videos how my gut was telling me that we're going to go below $6,000. That, in case you're wondering, has not changed, although what seems to be going on right now is it seems like Bitcoin is just disregarding the technicals. And one of the reasons that it's doing that, guys, is because we are in a long-term bear market. When you're in a bear market, it's much easier to break support. When you're in a bull market, it's much easier to break resistance. And lately, we've been having a very easy time breaking support. And the fact that we're coming up on $6,000 for a fourth time, does not bode well for the strength of that support level. We should know within the next week if Bitcoin is going to bounce here or if it's going to go below it. My gut is telling me that, but I'm not calling it either way, guys. Don't come crying to me if it goes one way and I said it was going to go the other, because I'm not calling it, because the market is acting very, very irrational right now, and I honestly don't really know what's going to happen. We're going to have to see. Although my investments are ready for whatever happens, that's the way you guys should be also. You guys should be ready for either outcome, or at least be ready for one outcome that is extremely likely. With that said, let's go ahead and talk about CoinMarketCap here, and that's going to lead us into the actual meat and potatoes of today's video, as we like to say. Bitcoin is, of course, well, I have this on the Bitcoin comparative. So Bitcoin hasn't gone down at all in 24 hours on the Bitcoin comparative. You know, it's kind of funny. The Bitcoin over Bitcoin chart is just a straight line. I don't know if any of you guys have ever thought that was funny. But anyway, Bitcoin is trading around $6,100, depending on the exchange we're looking at. If we refresh CoinMarketCap, this should go down just a little bit. It's down about 5% in the last 24 hours. We have a daily volume here on Bitcoin of around $4 billion, just a little bit above that. Ethereum is doing all right also. Ethereum. We have around $1.7 to $1.6 billion on ETH, and ETH has a market cap of around $30 billion. Bitcoin has a market cap of around $100 billion. That $100 billion market cap level is a very important level. We've talked about that before on the channel, because when Bitcoin bounced down here around $5,750, it didn't bounce off of a technical level here on the chart anyway. It actually bounced off of $100 billion market capitalization flat. So watch for $5,750 and $6,000 flat to be very, very powerful levels of support. Whether or not we'll hold them, I'm not totally sure, like I said earlier on in the video. But what we're actually going to be talking about in today's video is not so much related to Bitcoin. It's more related to the altcoins, although Bitcoin does fall into this as well. Something I want to point out to you guys is if you come here by CoinMarketCap and sort by change over the last 24 hours, what you're going to find is that we have 3 gainers, and one of them is True USD, so that doesn't really count. We have 3 gainers, so 2 really, and we have a bunch of losers. We have literally well over half of the market is a double-digit loser right now. We have, I don't know, I'm not going to go ahead and count while we're recording the video, but I'd say probably about 60 of the top 100 altcoins here on CoinMarketCap are red. Now, what I see a lot of people doing when they see the cryptocurrency market go red and they see this much blood in the streets, when they see this kind of just terrible price action happening with the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets, their first inclination is to freak out, and their first inclination is to get scared. That is exactly the wrong way to go about trading, guys. If you get worried when a market goes down for the reason that the market is going down and not for the reason of the health of the market, then you're looking at it for the wrong reason. The only reason that I care if Bitcoin goes up or down is, well, you want it to go up and down, but the only reason I care about Bitcoin going down and I don't want it to go down is not for my investments. It's not for my trades, guys. It's just as easy to short as it is to long. What I'm worried about is Bitcoin going down and that hurting its fundamentals. Now, I don't want a bunch of people leaving the cryptocurrency space when Bitcoin is going down, when the development is going up. That's the only reason I care, and that's the only reason I think you guys should care about Bitcoin going up or down. If it's going up, that's good for the development and the acceptance and the adoption of the technology that I know we all say we're here for. Some people are here for the money a little bit more than others, but the last thing you want to see is Bitcoin going down. Of course, no one wants to see Bitcoin going down, but as far as your portfolio is concerned, you should have already been ready for the cryptocurrency markets to go down, guys. I think we all know by now how volatile the markets are. So I'm not bashing you if you made a bad trade. Everybody does, but learn your lesson and don't do it again if you can avoid it. But the thing that I see a lot of people doing is that they get really worried when they see red and they start panicking. The first thing that we're going to talk about in today's video is that the last thing you want to do when you're trading and investing is get emotional, because when you get emotional, you start getting irrational, and when you get irrational, you start becoming poor because you're going to make a bunch of bad mistakes. You're going to end up making bad trades. You're going to end up making terrible investments, and you're probably going to end up putting money in that you maybe shouldn't have been putting into the cryptocurrency space because you might have needed it for something else. So don't go making trades and don't go making investments when you're emotional. And one of the easiest ways to get emotional is to come here on CoinMarketCap and sort by change over the last 24 hours in a day like this. That is one of the easiest ways to get emotional when you come here and nothing but red is filling your screen. Don't fall into that trap, guys. I'm showing you this because I want to make a point. If you're worried about your sanity, do not come to CoinMarketCap and sort by this. If that's going to get you upset, don't do it. Just save yourself the pain, guys. Just don't do it. But that kind of leads us into the actual main point of today's video. That was just kind of an appetizer for the main meat and potatoes of today's video. I don't know why I'm using food analogies. I guess I'm hungry. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. But that kind of leads us into the main point of today's video, and that is that people get really concerned when Bitcoin is going down. And people get really concerned when the cryptocurrency markets are going down. Well, guys, you see this negative right here. You know what that means, right? Let me just clarify what that means. That means that the price is lower. Well, what does it mean when the price is lower? That means that it's closer to a place that you want to buy in. Now, I'm not saying necessarily you want to buy into PayPax or ODM or Theta or whatever, or WanChain. I'm saying when the price is going down, it's obviously going to be a better investment than it was the day before when it was worth 25% more. Bitcoin is obviously a better buy right now as far as technicals are concerned than it was yesterday when Bitcoin was worth $400 more. Now, with that said, of course, on the short term, it may be a bad trade because it may mean that Bitcoin's going to go down. The technicals may say it's going to keep going down. But in simplistic terms, what does it mean when a market is going down? That means that the market is getting closer to a good entry point. When Bitcoin is approaching $0, well, yeah, you want to be buying Bitcoin at $0 because you're going to make literally an infinite return. When the market is going down, don't look at that as a bad thing, guys. A market has to go down and a market has to go up for you to make money. It doesn't have to go down, but normally whenever you're going to make money in a market, you need a market to go down and you need a market to go up. And why does that have to happen? Well, a market's not just going to go straight up forever, guys. You can't just expect a market to do that number. What a market's going to do is it's going to do this, it's going to do this, it's going to do this, and then every once in a while it's going to break its support and start going down. Well, you want a market to go down. A lot of people think that when a market is going down, that's a bad thing, and you couldn't be further from the truth. A market going down and a market being in a bear market is actually a very good thing, not only for the health of the market, because the market needs to cool off and it needs to let all the hype get out, it needs all the weak hands to get out, but it also gives you guys an opportunity to do what this entire video is about, and that is to actually make a long-term investing portfolio. That's the entire point of today's video, and that's the mistake that I see so many people making. They watch Bitcoin go down. They watch cryptocurrencies go down and down and down and down and down, and they come over here to all-time high coin index, and they sort by change over the last 20, or change from all-time high, and they see that all their favorite altcoins are down over 75% from the all-time high. And they still don't buy a long-term investing portfolio. They still don't actually make a long-term trade. They still don't actually buy into some of these altcoins that they believe were worth their all-time high valuations, which they are now 95% away from, guys. Let me just go ahead and read some of these, sorted from all-time high. Bitcoin Diamond, Nano, Bitcoin Gold, Qtum, Verge, Siacoin, NIM, Icon, Populous, Bitcoin, Stratus, Tron, XRP, KuCoin shares. I can talk a lot faster, guys. You guys think I like talking this fast. No, I can talk faster. List. H-shares, Cardano, IOTA, Neo, Waves, Dash, Steam, Tezos, Dogecoin. Stop me if I say an altcoin that you like. Bitcoin shares, Bitcoin Cash, Golem, Archain, Ontology, Bytem, Litecoin, Omise Go, Zcash, Zilliqa, Augur, Digibyte. Stop me when you hear an altcoin that you like, because every single one of the altcoins that I just said is retraced over 80% from its all-time high. And now I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. You're thinking, okay, well, Jeb, they went to the all-time high based on hype. It wasn't based on their fundamentals. Yeah, you're right. Well, guess what? They still went to that all-time high, you doofus. They went to that all-time high because of that hype. And what's going to happen during the next bull market when Bitcoin starts going up and starts skyrocketing again towards its all-time high? Because you know as soon as Bitcoin breaks $20,000, it's off to the races, and we're going to be up at $50,000 in no time. You guys know how this market works. When that hype comes back in, guess what's going to happen to these altcoins? These altcoins are going to start mooning in the same way they did in late 2017 and the very beginning of 2018. They're going to start mooning again because that exact same hype is going to come back, and it's going to come back in a very, very big way because this cryptocurrency market is still very, very far from its full-scale adoption, full development, and its full capabilities, and from its eventual actual market capitalization. So what's going to happen to these altcoins that are all 80% retraced from all-time high, 90% retraced from all-time high? Literally every single cryptocurrency in the top 50 that ATH Coin Index ATH Coin Index lists is down over 50% from its all-time high, not including Tether. What's going to happen the next time a bull market comes? What's going to happen? Well, Bitcoin's going to probably kick off the bull run. The altcoins might, doesn't really matter. They're going to start running. Bitcoin's going to pass $20,000. We're going to see a massive bull run that is something like we've never seen before. And a lot of the people that bought down here are going to be making a lot of money. And when these altcoins start running, and when Bitcoin starts running, guess what's going to happen? The hype's going to come back, just like we said. The hype's going to come back. So these altcoins are going to very easily be able to get back to all-time high because that hype is going to come back if they're still actually as culturally important and is still they have as much of a spotlight on them. And a lot of them will. These altcoins are going to start running, but guess what? The runs are going to be even bigger because this time these altcoins are not just going to be running on hype. In the last 8 months, a lot of development has gone on in the altcoin space, guys. A lot of these developers haven't just gone under a rock. If it's not a scam coin, and a lot of the top 50 are not necessarily scam coins. Some of them are dead projects. Some of them are crap, but some of them anyway are actually good projects. Ethereum's a good project. XRP, you can say whatever you want, but it is a legitimate project. Bitcoin Cash, I don't necessarily agree with how they're implementing scaling solutions, but it is a legitimate project. EOS, I like. Lumens is okay. Litecoin's okay. Cardano's okay. Tether is obviously not counting. Tron is okay. A lot of these altcoins are perfectly fine. There's nothing really wrong with them, and their development has continued for the last 8 months, and it's going to continue for the next 8 months or however long this bear market comes or lasts. So what is going to happen the next time a bull run kicks off, guys? One, that hype that we saw in the end of 2017 and the very beginning part of 2018 is going to come back. It's going to come back in a big way, and honestly, I think it's going to be even bigger than the hype that we saw in 2017. That's number one. Number two, a lot of these altcoins are going to actually have the fundamentals to back up some of those runs. A lot of these altcoins are actually going to have some of their solutions in place. Ethereum is doing very, very well. XRP and Ripple specifically is getting all kinds of partnerships and whatnot. XRP is, I mean, you could almost count XRP as a security at this point, but not really. But a lot of people don't realize that a lot of these altcoins they just haven't stopped their development. They've continued their development, and by the time the next bull run comes around, like I said, that hype is going to come back. And this time, they're going to have the fundamentals to back up at least some of that price action. So the next bull run is going to absolutely dwarf the one that we just saw as far as what these altcoins and what Bitcoin is capable of, guys. Bitcoin has continued to develop. Lightning Network is actually a thing now. It didn't really even exist in the state that it does now back here at the end of 2017. We have SegWit activated. We have Schnorr signatures being worked on. We have a lot of underlying developments, including regulatory developments, going on in the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space that we simply didn't have for the run-up of 2017. But we still got to $20,000 anyway. It can happen again, and it is going to happen again, guys. If you believe in this technology, I know you agree with me. It's coming, and it's coming in a big way. It may be a year away. It may be 2 years away. But that leads us into the last point of today's video. And that is the main problem that I was talking about at the beginning of today's video. What is that big problem that everybody has? That problem can be summed up in one word: short-sightedness. Too many people in the cryptocurrency space believe just because Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets move very, very quickly and a very long way when they do, that this is a market that you should only be trading with short-term lenses on, guys. What would someone that's trading in the stock market classify as a long-term investment, or as an investment at all? 5, 10, 20 years, 30 years? People put money in their 401k and don't touch it till they're 59 and a half, guys. They start investing in those things when they're in their 20s. People don't touch investments for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. That's an investment. An investment is not buying Bitcoin at $6,000 and selling it when it goes above 7. That is not an investment, guys. That is a trade. That is barely a swing trade. Buying Bitcoin at $6,000 and not touching it for the next 20 years is an investment. A lot of people make the mistake of being very, very short-sighted in the cryptocurrency space because they know that Bitcoin and the crypto markets move very quickly, and in 6 months they can get the same kind of return that they could have in 30 years in the market, in the stock market. That does not mean that you change the duration that you look at the cryptocurrency markets. It means that you can make a lot more money in the same time period in the cryptocurrency markets, and that's an important distinction. Because a lot of people think, okay, well, I'm going to get into crypto, and in 6 months, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be buying Lambos. I'm going to be popping champagne corks. I'm going to be living next to Ty Lopez and making really funny advertisements and turning myself into a meme. And that's just not how it works, guys. It's not how it works. You need to go out and build a profitable product, start a business, and then turn that money into investments in Bitcoin and crypto and be buying at these awesome levels down here, guys. I'm not telling you to buy right now. I'm not telling you to buy at $6,000. I'm telling you to be looking at a good entry point to buy into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies that you are going to hold on to for 10, 20, or 30 years because you have the time. I don't care how old you are. You got 10 years more than likely to buy some Bitcoin and hold on to it. I know my demographics. About 40% of you guys are in between the ages of 25 and 40, 25 and 34. About a little over half of the people watching this video are younger than 40. So you have at least 30 years to be investing and enjoy your golden years, guys. Don't make the mistake that so many people do and think that just because Bitcoin is barely a 10-year-old market, it's not even 10 yet, that 10 years is a long time, because 10 years really isn't a long time, guys. The average life expectancy in the West is something like 80 years. For the rest of the world, for the world in total, it's like 69 or 70 years, depending on what gender you are. Guys, don't make the mistake that so many people do and think that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are a short-term investment because you can make a lot of money in the short term. It is not a short-term investment. What Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are an emerging currencies market and an emerging industry that are extremely, extremely lucrative in the same time periods that the stock market is. Don't make the mistake that 6 months is an investment in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. That is not an investment. That is basically a swing trade, in my opinion. Don't make that mistake, and also don't make the mistake of not building a long-term investing portfolio, because to wrap the video up, I want to give you an example of what's going on here. Imagine if you were up here and you saw Bitcoin run up to $20,000. You were like me, you watched it happen live, and you saw Bitcoin go up here to $20,000. And you didn't get into the market back over here when Bitcoin was worth like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, so you don't have that much to lose. Let's say you got into the market back in, I don't know, 2014. Let's say you got back into the market back over here, and you saw Bitcoin going down and down and down and down and down, and you saw Bitcoin make this little triangle pattern right here, and it broke bearish out of it. You saw all these 7 red in a row incidents. You saw Bitcoin going down and down and down. You were back here for Mt. Gox being hacked. You were back here for all this bad stuff that happened that eventually led to this massive bear market that Bitcoin saw. And you saw Bitcoin go down here, and you saw it on a couple of these candlesticks go below $200, and you said, no, I'm not going to buy in. I'm not going to buy in because it's going to go lower, and I'm going to catch the exact bottom. And then you watch Bitcoin hit $20,000 live. Would you ever forgive yourself? I know there are some people watching this video that had that exact same experience. Tell me in the comment section down below if you're one of those people. You watched Bitcoin go to $200, and then you saw it go to $20,000. What did that do to you? How do you feel? You probably don't feel that good. I wasn't in Bitcoin and crypto when it was worth $200. I got into Bitcoin and crypto when it was worth a little over $2,000. A lot of people in the cryptocurrency space are much newer, and they haven't been around long enough to experience the pain of missing out on 100x return. I'm going to tell you from the experience of people that have been here for longer than I have that you do not want that hanging over your head for the rest of your life. Do not make that mistake, because you will never forgive yourself, guys. I don't want you making that mistake of seeing Bitcoin go down here to $6,000, which is now a very, very low valuation for Bitcoin. It's down 70% from all-time high. Do not make that mistake that so many people made when Bitcoin went back here to $200. Saw the mainstream media spreading FUD, saying that Bitcoin's going to go to zero, that Bitcoin's dead, that Satoshi Nakamoto was some mysterious guy that was a fake guy. It's all a scam. Do not fall into the same mistake that these people made, guys. And if you were one of the people that made this mistake, I know you know what I'm talking about, and you know I'm right. So tell people in the comment section that I'm right. People do not want to make the mistake of trying to call the exact bottom and then missing it entirely. Do not make that mistake, guys. Although I think I've made my point clear. Tell me in the comment section down below if you're one of those people that saw Bitcoin go to $200. Tell me in the comment section down below if you're going to actually go and build a long-term investing portfolio that you're not going to touch for 5 or 10 years now. Because this pisses me off so much about people in cryptocurrency. And look, I'm, in the grand scheme of things, relatively new to the cryptocurrency space. And I know a lot of people are much newer to the cryptocurrency space than I am. So I want to impart some wisdom from some of our forebears that got here in the early 2010s. Don't make the same mistake, guys, because it's going to hang over your head for the rest of your life. One of my biggest fears in life is being an old man at the age of 80 and sitting on my rocking chair on my front porch telling kids to get off my lawn and being regretful and wishing I had have done something different with my life but not having the years to fix it. That is what I do not want to happen, and I don't want that to happen to any of you guys. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.